Hello friends, today we'll see the isometric view when front view and side view is given. So in this example, front view and right hand side view is given. We'll prepare its isometric view. So initially always read the orthographic view neatly. The overall length of this object it's 90. In the front view length we'll get it is 90. In the side view width is also 90 and height in the side view it is mentioned 45 plus 25 and that height is 70. Means these three dimensions we can mark initially like this: length 90, width also 90 and height 70. And origin in the front view it is on right hand side, means your length is on left hand side and width is on right hand side. So this thing we have to remember. Initially we will prepare the isometric view, and again while preparing the isometric view, so if we neglect this slot, so we know this slot, trapezoidal slot, its dotted line is matching over here, it's throughout. So in initial phase we'll assume that trapezoidal slot is not existing. Then we'll find this example very simple. So how to solve it? So we'll see it. First we'll prepare with this 3-dimension isometric box. Then afterwards we'll think how to solve it. For the isometric box, first requirement is what? Draw the horizontal line. Horizontal line will draw first. Then draw the intersecting vertical line. We'll mark this. And the intersection of these two is going to be origin. So it is the origin. Once we mark the origin, then mark two 30-degree lines. One will be on left hand side and other will be on right hand side. So both the lines will be inclined at an angle of 30 degree. So this perfect 30-degree angle is very important. And after marking this, now you see that object. In the front view, origin is on right hand side, means length will be on left hand side. Length will be on left hand side. So this is length and this is going to be width. So this right hand side, and it is going to be height. What we have to do? Length is 90. How will mark 90? So it will be like this. So I will mark perfectly for here 90 in this way. So this is 90. Then width is also 90. So it is 20, 40, 60, 80. It is 90. And then height. Height is mentioned that it is 70. 20, 40, 60, 70. Height is very important for us. While preparing the isometric box, always I tell that once you mark the height, that upper portion you remove it. If you remove this upper portion above the height, perfectly height we have to keep at this point. And then after that, so whatever 90 mm length and width we have marked, so from there, so mark the vertical lines. So if you extend beyond this line, it will do. The marking of length and width, we have to mark the vertical line. Means on this side length, on this side width, so height is marked, and from the height then this 30-degree line parallel to width. Now in this problem width is on right hand side and length is on left hand side. These two will intersect at these 2 points. Then again from this draw a line parallel to width. Width means towards right, and from this parallel to length. It is the isometric box. While preparing the isometric box, always I suggest, once you mark the height, remove upper portion. Then you will find isometric box in an excellent way, or you will easily understand. These light lines you can draw more than required also. There will not be any problem because those are very, very, very light. Then after this, how to solve this example? So one thing I'll suggest, initially you neglect this trapezoidal slot. So whatever is there in the front view, it is throughout. Don't draw. At the end, we'll mark it. Means in the right hand side view, this L shape is there. So this rectangle is there, and this is completely rectangular cut is there, which is not existing. It is a throughout hole or throughout slot in the right hand side view. Then what I'll do, first we'll mark that slot. In the side view. How we can mark it? So total is 90. Total is 90 means after 30, 10, 20, 30. After this, I'll mark this point, and again 10, 20, 30. I'll mark one more point after 30. Then from this, how much we have to cut? 45. This dotted means it is matching with this. 45 from the top. So it is 10, 20, 30, 40, 45. This much. 10, 20, 30, 40, 45. So the same thing over here also. It is 10, 20, 30, 40, 45. And I'll join it. It is going to be 30. Means this portion I have marked over here, but it is completely cut. It is throughout its length. Means throughout its length, I'll mark like this. I'll cut in this way. Throughout its length. So here also. Throughout its length. So this method you will find very interesting, and when I have to cut this portion, simply what I have to do, so I'll remove this line. I'll remove this line and this line, and now if you see it neatly, so it has been completely cut. But always, so whenever we cut like this, so we'll have to add few light lines only initially you add, and this is one of the line. We'll have to add like this, and another line which we have to add is this line. Means you will find only from this place to this place. Now we will find this portion of the side view. Means I have cut 30 by 45 throughout from this block. It is not existing at all. So it will give us very nice idea of drawing this isometric view. Now if you see the front view, if you see the right hand side view, in right hand side view, this L shape is there, and again in this dotted line, throughout dotted line is there, means whatever this shape is there, so this trapezoidal slot in the front view and its dotted line throughout it is there, means so here we'll get the trapezoidal slot, and whatever that slot is there, it is throughout, and this portion is, so this dotted line indicates that on this frontal surface in the side view, and which is that portion that will directly make it dark. How we can make it dark? Means side view we cannot paste as it is, so instead of that we have to understand thoroughly and then we can paste. See, in the side view we can see this shape, angle shape, and angle shape how it is, it will start from this and it will be up to this complete, and this will be throughout 90. It will start with this and it will be up to the origin, and now its height 80. I'll mark 80 like this. This is 80. And then I have drawn this angle shape, and for that which thing I have used, from the origin in the right hand side view there is throughout 90 mm line, and this is a single surface, dotted means it is inside, so this is the single surface, that's why this should be right at the front side, that I have marked. Similarly, if we neglect that trapezoidal slot in the front view, then from the front view also we'll neglect this, means it will be throughout 90. Don't draw but assume it. This is 90, this is 90, and this is 70, and this surface just like some trapezium, so that type of surface we are having, so we can mark that easily. So how we can mark? So here what I'll do, so by leaving that 40 mm, so whatever this 90 is there, so we'll assume that it is throughout, but I'll not mark 25 on both sides, so it is 10, 20, 25. It is 25 from this side, and again from this also 20, 25. Means in reality there is a gap of 40, so this gap is there, correct, and will not neglect will neglect this portion. Now its height is 70, that also we can mark. It is 70. You observe properly that front view, and from that straightway there is a slant line. There is a slant line from this point to this point. Straightway. We can mark this line. So if you see the front view of this object, so we are having such portion. And now later on, if we think, so in the side view there is a rectangle, but these two ends are matching with this and this corner, means whatever this slant line is there, So it is concerned with this. Means this surface is not straight. The reason is what? Between this surface and this surface there is a edge. So if it is straight, then this edge will not be there. Means it is a slant surface. Now immediately we can mark this slant surface. It is like this. It will be in this way. Now either you can remove this line or you can keep. If you find those lines are creating the problem, then you can remove. And now accept that trapezoidal slot, this portion. So you will easily understand that this part is over. This part is over. Then what is my suggestion? Always you remove such light lines. They create the problem for you. So they create the problem for you. Then how you can remove? You can take the eraser and you can remove it. So these lines, these are not existing. Object also it will look nice. Actually these are light, but if you remove, again it will be much better. So it will help in our drawing also. In our drawing. Then so this portion is this portion. Gap also we have marked. Gap also we have marked. Then later on what we have to do? So whatever this part is there, how it is. So in the front view we are finding, so this rectangle of 30 by 25. 30 by 25 means such slot is there. Then for marking that slot, what we are supposed to do? Here it is 90, but it is 30, 30, 30 means from this 10, 20, 30. Then again 10, 20, 30. So you have to keep that gap and mark like this. So once we mark this, we know that, so this is the slot like this. It is 30. This is 30. And the depth of this slot also it is mentioned. It is 25. Means 15, 25. Then here also it is 25. The depth of this edge also, if we mark 25, or before that I'll mark this 30. It is 30 and it is 30, 10, 20, 30. It is 30. And its depth is 25 only. If you mark 25, definitely it will match with this. 25. And third edge of this, only it will be visible up to this. So in the backside portion, there is a rectangular cut, and that rectangular cut it is 30. And it is also 30. It must match with that 30 30, and it is 30. So here the depth of this portion, it is 25 and it is 45. From this corner we can mark 45. So 10, 20, 30, 10, 20, 30, 40, 45. I think it will match with this. It will match with this. And so this edge also, it is going to be throughout. When we take the cut, this edge is going to be throughout. And if we mark it neatly, so in the front view, this is the throughout dotted line, means it is behind this, but while marking we have to draw dark. So it will perfectly match with this. That means this dotted is concerned with this. Again, this gap also we have marked. So whatever this portion is there, so it is concerned with that slant part. And now finally what is remaining? Only this trapezoidal slot. And for this distance, these distances are given. It is 60, means whatever this gap is there and this gap is there, how much it is? 90 minus 60, means this is 15 mm gap, and its height is 10. So easily we can mark that 60 centrally. How I can mark? So first mark 10 mm. So it is 10. And once we mark 10, then from this, from both the sides we have to leave 15 mm gap. So 10, 15. Start the line from this. And from that side we have to leave the 15 mm gap, or so whatever this portion is there, so it should be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and 60 mm line we have to mark. This trapezoidal slot, when lengths are given, it is very simple, means I have marked this line, it is also isometric, this gap is also isometric. I have marked all these lines, and after that simply what we are supposed to do, join these two ends. In isometric line, so this is the non-isometric line, its ends I have marked first, and now I'll join like this. And this also, these two ends simply I have to join. So this is what the trapezoidal slot, and this trapezoidal slot, it is throughout. So in the front view it is looking, but in the top view throughout dotted line, and that dotted line, so now in the isometric object we never draw the dotted line, so here only in this portion it is going to be visible. Only it is going to be visible over here. And this is what the isometric view of this object. So like this we have to draw, and finally always it is better to dimension also, and for the dimension use very light lines. how you can use. So from this is the line for length. For width, I can mark this line, and for height also we can mark this line. Like this. Neat field arrow, it requires the practice. It is 90, which is going to be length. This width is also 90, and height we can mark 70. So like this we can prepare the isometric view. So if we understand the object thoroughly, and if we draw with proper understanding, isometric is very simple. We should not paste the front view on this side as it is, side view on this side. We'll never get the answer of isometric view. So I feel if you like this video, then share it, and if any problem is there, you can comment also. Thank you.